Chinese say, tell me, I will forget. Show me, I might remember. Involve me, I will understand. We work in quite difficult projects throughout the region. Some of them conflict resolution, some of them community development, some of them just helping companies come to terms with what it means to be responsible and how to do it. And the solutions are found inside those companies, and the solutions are found with the people on the ground. The solution comes from every single one of us acting responsibly in our own area. I'm not going to talk about professionalizing CSR. I'm going to talk about professionalizing business. Business is society. The idea that you can separate business from society forgets where business came from. What is responsible investment? Why do we even talk about it? Why do we not just talk about investment that society needs? We need jobs, we need a healthy economy, we need profit, we need a good environment, we need a sustainable future. So how many of us strive to talk to our stakeholders to understand what is our economic impact, social impact, environmental impact, technical impact? We have the expertise, we have the knowledge, we just have to activate what we want to do. We have to get into the sustainability zone, and I'm not talking about pie in the sky. There's a maximum sustainability, it has to be economical, it has to make sense, it has to attract the investor, but there's a minimum line. Are we sure about what that minimum line is? Do we have a happy economy, happy technical, happy environment, and a happy public? So one approach is the Strabagu way. Let's take a small journey. This is a website done by a nice CSR and PR agency, probably. We strive for the highest standards. We can constantly develop our technologies further and use innovative methods and techniques. Along the way, we continually monitor our actions, question our processes, attempt to make these more effective. We lead by example. That's from their website. Now, I can take lots of companies. I'm only taking these guys because they've had a chance to change and they haven't. So we leave from Austria. Austria is influencing Central and Eastern Europe and will do. It is the engine. The banks are coming from there, good companies, bad companies, whatever. What are we exporting from Austria? It can be the lead of the solution for this part of the world. Come closer. Top, you can see Russia, Montana. How many people have heard about that? Okay, it's only paper, nothing's happened. Bottom, you have Bampertok. How many people have heard about that? There's no paper, but a lot has happened. So I'm beside Deva, Simeria. That's how it looks on a good day. But since August last year, apart from the very cold month when it was all stopped, and until today, that's how it looks every day. Business separated from society, this is what you get. That business never spoke to any one of those people before they came there. And yet, Austria and Romania signed in 1998 the Aarhus Convention, like we signed many other things, where it says, talk to your stakeholders before you act. If wrong seems possible today and is accepted, it becomes reality. Yeah. What we accept is what's going to happen. When we say no, it stops. When you stop buying a product, they either have to fix it or take it off the shelves. That dust would have cost that company a truckload of water every hour to fix. There's a river right beside it. Now they happen to work 24 hours a day. There's old ladies right beside, 100 meters away, couldn't sleep for many months, still can't sleep. No one's knocked on the door and said, hey, excuse me. No environmental impact assessment. Permits were given 4 months after the work started, just because a few local people caused a bit of a crisis. They were accused by the majority of the media for stopping the motorway that this was used to build. Ask me where the professional integrity is in all of that. We do environmental impact assessments to understand where we should be operating and how we should operate, not to tick a box. But, so when I found out about it, I phoned up Vienna. Initially, denials. Eventually, once we showed the photos, this was their quote. This is being done by our local filial in Romania and is not our responsibility. Whoops. So let's go to Romania. It's still one of Europe's leading construction companies, etc., etc., etc. It's signed off by ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and the process, it has excellent processes for excellent quality management systems. Who gave those permits? Who gave those ISO certificates? What games are we playing? Go back to their corporate website. Strabagu knows their social responsibility. And they are investing in music in a beautiful village in Austria, and in orphans in Romania who are suffering from disease, violence and abuse. Whilst these people are not respecting the human rights of those people in that village. Solutions? There's no easy solution. We need transparency. We need to get the information out there. The biggest environmental impact of a shopping centre is not the shopping centre, it's the products on the shelf. And yet I, after 7 years of training in environmental issues, can buy those products without even knowing their impacts. It's my money that made those impacts happen. And I'm ignorant. And I'm trying. So where is our research going? What information are we being taught at school? If you think we don't have a crisis, you just have to read the UN Global Outlook 3. Not one country in Europe is meeting its basic commitment, which is to stop destruction. Not one country. So who do we have to be transparent to? To the people around us. We're about to take a decision, let them know, ask them what they think. By whom? By the companies, by the governments, by the banks. Any serious bank today has signed up to the Equator Principle. It says prior and informed consultation. No one in that village was prior and informed. The project's more than 10 million euro because it's the Deva bypass, the motorway. And any bank that gave Strabagu the money, and you can figure out yourself who did it, didn't respect the Equator Principles. Awareness of the impacts of our decisions is all we ask. Connected thinking. Another approach, the Eden way. It was also a quarry. It's in the UK. The company and the local authority all acknowledge they got profit and taxes from this. They made a partnership and they created the Eden project. It wasn't charity. They identified who should take responsibility of that site, created a partnership, became aware of their responsibilities, and they created a connected vision and mission. Where are we going? Unde mergem, and how? What's our mission? How do we get there? It's become an engine for the economy because people use their brains in time. Top 10 English tourist attractions. Tower of London, number 1. St. Paul's Cathedral, number 2. This used to be a quarry. Number 10, the Eden Project. CSR, the framework's simple. Our impacts in the marketplace, our impacts on environment, our impacts in the workplace, and our impacts in our community. Do we have to separate business from society, or is business something society needs and should be respecting the needs of society? So lessons learned haven't changed from last year's. Clarity from the beginning about who we are, include all internal stakeholders, link all CSR activities to value protection and creation. If you want to protect the community you impact, do it with the community as the lead. Let's stop doing programs for the community. I mean, that's how patronizing can we be. They know what they need. They just need us to be a fair partner. Benchmark, if we want, against international standards. You can say how good you are. Capacity build, capacity build, capacity build. We don't have the skill set today. We haven't been trained properly. We're not trained to face the crisis. And let's go back to Strabagu. I think you can learn a lot from them. This is from their website. For us, preserving nature applies not only during construction itself, but starts at the beginning of the value chain. We have legislation, how much do we apply? We have brains, how much do we use? Merci beaucoup.